We've gotten 2 inches of rain. Actually, it says 2.01 now. That was after I took this picture. I love this tree. It's such a pretty tree. Whoa! It's been raining for like 3 days. We have over 2 inches of rain. Let me move my hand so it's not blocking half of the video there. Anyway, all of my calendula blooms that I had diligently picked, they're all dry. So I thought I finally need to get around to processing them. So I have right here, this is a, what is that again? I don't remember this size. That's a quart, so this would be 2 quarts, right? A half a gallon. This is full of calendula blooms, dried ones, and filled up with grapeseed oil. I labeled the top so that you can see, so that I can see what date I did it. This one is a quart, and it's filled up with the calendula blooms and filled to the top with vodka. And this one is for making tinctures. This one, the one with the grapeseed oil, will be for making salves. So that's what I did for my day. This is just an empty kombucha bottle here that I saved to put kombucha or whatever in when I need it. So what I do here, they're both labeled with the date, and it's fairly warm in here always. So whoops, I have a towel that I just put over them so that they're kind of in the dark, in a dark place. I can do that better when I'm using 2 hands, but they're covered there. I'll fix that a little better when I'm not videoing. So at some point I need to organize my pantry shelf, because things are just kind of stuffed on there as I think it could be better organized. But I have quite a few things. I have beans, my fire cider, some apple cider. These are some jams that we haven't eaten yet. This whole thing is mint. A neighbor gave us some blackberry jam, that store-bought jam, but some more mint behind there. We have lemon juice, Thousand Island dressing. Here I have apple peelings that are fermenting so that they can turn into apple cider. Same with both of those. I've got nuts, treats. Those are those things. Pretzels with peanut butter on the inside. They're yummy. I have my fermenting lids, cashews, white beans, daiquiri, strawberry daiquiri mix. We got that for when we have company. We haven't used it yet. Down here, my waffle maker and some pans, some sugar-free mocha. I have back there chia seeds, lentils, which I need to buy more of, some bread and butter pickles that someone gave me, dried plums, more mint, whole wheat bread, lids, both the wide mouth and regular. This is dried celery. Here we have chicken noodle soup, almond flour, more nuts. These are what do you call the ones? Little green. I'll tell you. I can never think of a name when I want it. Oh, pistachios. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Applesauce, more cider being fermented, butternut squash that someone gave us, more white beans. Down here, a couple of different kinds of jams, and some low sodium pizza sauce, and my There we go, the label. Coconut oil and Splenda, saltine crackers, flour. My husband bought a great big huge bag, and I divided it all up into smaller Ziplocs, and some crackers and cane sugar, which I don't use enough of to buy in large quantities. More white beans. I thought I showed you those already. These are my kombuchas underneath here that are kombucha-ing. I have pasta here. Got ramen in the box. I know, but we like it. Hummingbird food. Vietnamese pho, which we really like. Again, I know it's processed, but we like it. And down below I have a whole bunch of rice and, oh, onions. I keep forgetting I have those. And more, oh, that's cornmeal. And then white cider and the more hummingbird food and some grapeseed oil. My cookers. You don't want to see my laundry. And here I have some onions that are drying, and I have a bunch more back in one of my back rooms. My devices here are self-explanatory. Here I have dried things: borage, garden sage, basil, apple for making pies, and orange peelings, thyme, just a bunch of spices in here. These are actually white beans that were off of my beans that I grew myself. A lot of oregano there, lemon balm. Oh, and this is some green tomato salsa that I made. Red vein sorrel. Back here I have some more calendula that's in oil for making salve. Some packaged things there. Dried zucchini. Some apple jam. Spaghetti. Over here I have some sweet chili that a friend gave us. And some Coke and Pepsi, which we hardly ever touch. Some of my cooking things there. And down here some more applesauce and sugar-free cocoa. Back there I have a whole thing full of honey and some red beans, cereal. Up here I have some more calendula in oil, and here I have all rose petals in oil. And I'm not sure why, but this jar, the oil seems to be leaking out. I'm going to figure out why. And what I haven't put there yet is all of the rose hips that I dried. And I actually used, this was clear full, I actually used some of them to make some tea. And I hadn't really had rose hip tea before. It was an interesting flavor. Reminded me a little bit of the flavor of watermelon preserves. But I didn't put any sweetener in, and I think it would have tasted good with sweetener. So the other thing I wanted to do, got Thanksgiving. Well, I need to turn the pumpkin around. He's still got his Halloween face on. But my pictures, my decorations there. Let's walk over here and see him. This turkey, my mom had it when I was a little girl. We have a horn of plenty. My grandson made this for me. And over here I've got my pilgrims. I need to move this behind her instead of in front of her. There we go. And I still left my pumpkins out that I put up for Halloween or October decorations. They're just as good for November. So I'm going to have to pretty soon here process these pumpkins and make pumpkin puree for pies and what have you. Back in my plant room, things are looking okay. I trimmed down some of the peppers that needed to be trimmed so that they have a better chance. Here's marigolds that I saved, and they're dried. I think I can pluck the seeds out of there for replanting and then figure out something to do with the rest of it. Tea, probably. And I got part of my stuff that I'm going to use to make my calendula salve, and I'll show you what all that is when I get the rest of my order in, and I'll do a mail call. All right. Mr. Gobble, 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 telling you Happy Thanksgiving. I like my Thanksgiving decorations. They'll stay up until Thanksgiving, and then my Christmas decorations will all pop out right after Thanksgiving. And my favorite tree out in the yard, because sometimes it has a lot of red in it, mostly yellow this year, but it's beautiful. I love it. So that's it for today's video. Be sure and come back to see the next video that I make. Like and subscribe, all of that stuff. And until I make my next video, may the good Lord richly bless you. Darlene.